Hello and welcome to my Healthi app. My name is Roy. I am a home cook and amateur baker, and I am here on this channel typically sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. Now today I am not doing a recipe. I have had a few people ask me questions about using the Healthi, formerly iTrackBites app, and I figured that I would do a little tutorial or two. Today's is going to be about editing foods. I am also going to be doing one for using the recipe builder. But I figured you need to know how to edit the foods sometimes first before you put them into the recipe builder. So that is what I'm going for first. So as I said, this is going to be how to edit foods, and I have a few different things that I am going to edit. The first thing that you want to do is either scan an item or search for an item. I am going to first search, and what you do to search is this green circle down at the bottom with the plus sign. You're going to tap that. It's going to come up with this little screen here. You're going to tap food. Now here you can get results where you can just put in and get results. The next one shows 0 bite foods on the plan that you are on. If you have any favorites, those are listed here. For some reason I have russet potatoes 3 times. I don't know why. Then there's my food, and these are foods I have already edited. So when you edit a food, this is where you're going to find it. You don't have to scan it again. You just search, go to my food. And then you can either scroll through like this, or you could just start typing in, like, how about granola? And see, it shows you all of the granolas that I have listed in my food section. Next section you're going to see is recipes, and the only recipe I have that's because I still have granola listed up there. All right, so if I get rid of granola, now it shows all of the recipes that I have in here. And then down here at the end are brands where you can put in restaurants, snacks, beers. For some reason beers has its own section. I guess that's very popular. But anyways, we are here to edit food. So let me go back to the main screen, and I'm going to add in, I'm going to show you first about potatoes. I'm going to do a russet potato. Now that's something you're going to search. And I've searched for that. As you saw, I had like russet potatoes listed 3 times. Some of them come up as ounces, some come up as grams, some come up as size, like one medium. I don't know what a medium potato is, so I'd much rather weigh it. So I'm going to hit food, potato, or actually russet. I want to make sure it's a russet potato. Now see here, you can see recents where I've searched from before. Down here are just results that you'd get. So I'm going to choose this one, russet gold, 1 potato, 3 bites. Now it shows 1 potato. I have looked it up online, and this is what you can do if you are searching for something that doesn't have a barcode, is look online, and I put in the nutrition facts of a russet potato, and the russet that they used was 173 grams. So I'm going to change where it says 1 potato, the serving size. I'm going to hit the 3 little dots up here at the top next to the heart, and that gives me an option to edit. Going to tap edit, and then it's going to say editing a food from our official food database will create your own copy under my food, so it's telling you where you can find it. I'm going to hit edit. Now I have russet potatoes already listed as the name. I don't feel like I need to change that, but you could if you wanted to. Description I don't play with. Better balance optional. I don't play with that. I'm just going to serving size. Now here you have a whole bunch of options of how you can weigh this, measure this, what have you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in as grams because I like to measure by grams. And so I got grams now. The bad thing is you have to scroll through the numbers. And one medium potato is considered 173 grams. So I'm going to scroll through to get 173. Okay, and then that's what I want there. The next thing is a zero bite food question mark. Now, if this were something that is going to be zero, you would tap that and that would automatically edit this as being a zero bite food. So when you went to my foods and used it as you put it in, it would come up as zero bite food. Now, the next one, filling food. Apparently, that's for people who had been on Simply Filling and wanted to use that and say that it was a filling food, which I'm assuming would be similar to zero bite. I don't know. But I never play around with the filling food. Now, it says here that for their potato, it's 110 calories. When I looked it up, it's 168. So I'm going to go to the end past the decimal point and just backspace so that it just says required. And I'm going to enter 168. That's the calories. Then I'm going to hit next to go down to the next in line. Total fat is considered optional. So, I mean, I did look that up. So I got 0.2 grams. I'm going to put that in. Saturated fat was 0.1 grams. And then it says done. It'll only do it in sections. For some reason, it doesn't keep going. So now I'm going to click on carbs. And I'm going to go to the end here. And backspace again, 26 carbs. It is actually, from what I looked up, 37 grams of carbs for the 173 gram potato. So next comes fiber. And the fiber for this that I'm putting in is 4 grams. So I'm putting that in next. Sugar is 1.9. So I'm going to backspace, get rid of that 0 and just insert the 9. Now it's going to come up saying done again as the only option. You could hit that, or you can hit the arrow down and just scroll back up to see everything else. Protein for the size potato I am doing is 4.5 grams. Next, sodium and cholesterol, I'm not doing those, so now I am done. So now you're going to go down to the bottom here, hit save, and you'll see it's coming up now as 173 grams, 5 bites for that size potato. Now, if I'm making something and I'm weighing out the potato and it comes up to 120 grams, I'm going to click on the serving size and bring it down to whatever my potato weighs, and it drops the bites down to 3. And grams is much more precise, I think, than ounces, just because it's a smaller segment. You don't have to worry typically about eighth, quarter, half, whatever. So I prefer grams. You could do ounces if you wanted to. Then I would hit track if I were doing this. And down here where it shows the meal, I'm assuming everyone knows, but the little sun at the beginning is breakfast. It's on the horizon there, indicating morning. The second one is lunch. The one with the moon is dinner. And then the little apple is snack. So you can tap those. And actually, I think only in the recipes, that you can alter what it's going to automatically come up as. But that will be under the recipe builder. So that is how you input something if you don't have something to scan. Now, to scan something, I have a few different items here. I'm going to start with Lily's chips. So if you hear any rustling, that's just me getting my package out. So I'm going to scan the chips. Okay, I know you're in there, so you can't tell me you can't find it. Okay, so there we have the Lily's chips. It's coming as 2 bites for 26 tablets. Why it's reading as tablets, I have no idea, but I've seen that numerous times with Lily's. But 26 chips is 14 grams. So on the serving size, I'm going to tap that. Nope. Come on, ding dong. So it's also showing it coming up as the breakfast meal. That's what it's set at. I don't know why, but I'm going to go in up here by the heart, the three little dots, the ellipses here. I'm going to tap that and hit edit. And yes, I want to edit. Now, I'm not changing anything but how I'm going to weigh this. I'm not going to count them out every time. And often if you weigh something, you can sometimes get a little bit more than you would otherwise. So it's grams. It's going to be 14 grams for the 26 chips or tablets, as they say. So I'm going to grams, bring it down to 14. And I'm not changing anything else, but I will double check the nutrition facts on here just to make sure that they match what's on the bag. That's one of the biggest problems when things come up, and I will show you that in a second with Fiber Gourmet. And this is also where you could change something to a 0-bite food if it was a 0-bite food for you. Anyways, so this is in. I'm going to hit save. And now if I go and use, say, 20 grams of chips for a recipe or something, it's going to give me the precise bites for that. So that's how you would alter that to measure. Now there's all sorts of things in here that you can do. You can do bottles, boxes, cans, containers, cubes, cups, each, fluid ounces, gallons. Now fluid ounces, just so you know, is different than ounces. Fluid ounces, 8 ounces is a cup in fluid ounces, but in dry ounces or just plain ounces, it's not, because a cup of flour is not 8 ounces. So don't make the mistake of assuming fluid ounces and ounces are the same. Fluid ounces are actually for fluids, liquids like milk, almond milk, such things. But you see, there's all sorts of different options for you to choose from, including tablets for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, let me go back to grams here and save that. And now if I scan this again, it still comes up that way, because what you have to do when you're going to be using these is, like I showed you before, hit the plus at the bottom, food, scroll over to my food, and then we will go down to Lily's chips. And you see there's 14 grams. So you'd find it under my foods once you've edited it and put it in here. One other thing I did want to show you is the Fiber Gourmet. So let me scan this. And you see 2 ounces is coming up as 3 bites. Every time in my videos, I tell you that they are 2 bites, and they are. The problem is this was put in, I'm assuming, quite a while ago, because the nutrition facts here, I'll put up a side-by-side comparison of the actual nutrition facts. These are not 130 calories. These are 100 calories a serving. The carbs are 41, that's correct, and the protein is actually 7 instead of 8. So this is why you should check and make sure that those things are accurate. So what I'm going to do is hit edit, just like I did previously. Yes, edit. I'm not going to change the name. I'm not going to change the serving size because I do weigh it in ounces. But I am going to put in the correct nutrition facts. So under calories, I'm going to put in 100. Total fat, that is accurate. Saturated fat, there's 0, so that's accurate. Carbs, 41, that is accurate. So let me drop down and see fiber, 18, that is incorrect. So I'm going to change that to 25, which is what a package of this is listed as. I'm going to hit next. And sugars, there is 1 gram of sugars. Done with that, but we're not done totally. 8 grams of protein is incorrect, should be 7. And sodium is 100, not 80. Cholesterol is 0, so I'm going to leave that empty. Hit done, hit save, And now you see it's actually 2 bites for a serving of the light rotini from Fiber Gourmet. So please double check the nutrition facts of things. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you, I have this can, and I'll show you a picture of it. White premium chunk chicken breast from Swanson. Now this is chicken breast, but it's scanning as a bite. So what I'm going to do is edit that to become a 0 bite food, because I am not counting chicken breast as a bite food. So what I want to do is I've scanned it. You see it comes up as 1 bite for 3 ounces drained. And I know there are starches in here to help bind it, but I am not counting chicken breast. I am sorry. If you want to keep it as it is, that is fine. But what I'm going to do is go up to our 3 dots up here and edit. And the only thing I'm going to edit is 0 bite food. I'm going to click that, and now you see up top it changed to a 0 bite food. Now while I'm here, I will double check the other stats just to make sure those are correct, all these nutrition facts, and they look to be accurate from what I am seeing here. So that's the only thing I'm changing, is to 0 bite food. Save, and now you see that it's a 0 bite food. Now this is going to be listed this way only under my food, not if you scan it. So let me show you by scanning again. See, it's coming up as 1. It's not going to register when you scan it. It's not going to connect to your My Food section. So you do want to go in down here, hit food, scroll over to My Food. Let me put in chicken breast, search chicken, yeah, there it is. So you'd have to scroll through, get white premium chunk chicken breast, and you can use it from there, and it's going to come up as 0 bites. So that, but if you scan it, it is still going to scan the way it was in the system. Okay, so one other thing I did want to mention while I'm here is you see this little heart up at the top. If you tap that, then that is now going to be one of your favorite foods. So say that you use this chicken breast every day for lunch, and you don't want to have to hunt through My Foods all the time. Then you might want to put it under your favorites. I wouldn't suggest having a long list of favorites, or you'll have the same problem you would have trying to get through My Food. But now that it has a heart, I'm going to go back and scroll over right next to My Food. It shows favorites, and there you see our white premium chunk chicken breast is now listed as a favorite. So if you have something that you use frequently that you don't want to have to keep searching for through My Food, you can just add it to favorites. Now the same thing goes if you are scanning something. If I use this chicken broth on a regular basis and I don't want to have to scan it every time that I use it, I can just do heart, go back, and then it will be under favorites. You can see right up top there, chicken broth. Now you also notice down below, they have a separate category for recipes. And I'll show you more of that once we get into Recipe Builder. But it's the same basic thing. You would just click the heart if it's a recipe that you make frequently. That way you have it ready under favorites. Now, the last thing that I wanted to show you, which is one thing that a lot of people do have issue with, is cake mix. Because cake mix will give you 2 different nutrition fact sets. It'll give you as packaged and as prepared. And a lot of times we are not using it as it's prepared. We're not adding in eggs or oils or anything that the manufacturer wants us to use. We may be using applesauce instead of oil, or we may be doing the diet soda and cake mix thing. So all we want is for the as packaged version. So let me scan this. So scan that. And you can see it's coming up as 1 serving, which really doesn't help. But if you scroll down and see the calories are 220, that's as prepared. We do not want that. So we're going to go up to edit. Edit. Cake mix sugar-free, I'm fine with that name. Serving size, this is where we want to change things. 1 serving size is 45 grams. So I'm going to go down to grams and then roll this number up to 45. And then we're going to change the calories to match what is under the as packaged, not as prepared. So for the package, it's 140 calories. Total fat is only 2 grams because we are not using the oil that they suggested, and the eggs, we may not be using eggs either if we're doing that diet soda hack. Saturated fat is 0.5 grams, so I'm going to change that, 0.5, done. And then carbs is going to be 37, that's accurate in either case. Dietary fiber is 1 gram, that's correct. Sugar is optional, but there's this is a sugar-free cake mix, so there's going to be 0 sugar. And protein is listing as 4 grams because of the oil and eggs, but it is only 2 grams of protein. And sodium is going to be 330. And cholesterol, it should drop because we're not using any of the stuff. We're just doing it as packaged, and it does drop to 0. So done, save. Now you see it's listed as cake mix, sugar-free, and it is only coming up now for that serving size as 4 bites instead of 7, which would have been as they prepared it. So right now, 1 serving of this is 4 bites. We can back out of this, and we know that it said cake mix. So I'm going to do our plus down here at the bottom, food, go to my food and cake mix. Now see, well, I did have this in twice because I had done this before, and I put in as packaged on the name just so I knew that it wasn't as prepared. You could do that, you don't have to, but here's the one we just did, cake mix sugar-free. Tap that. And then if you're using this whole package for a recipe, it'd be 454 grams. So this whole box, let me do a lot of scrolling here and show you what this entire box would be. That's the one bad thing, is you can't manually enter numbers. You have to scroll through. So for the entire box is 42 bites. And that's as packaged, not as prepared. So just in the box itself is 42 bites. So that pretty much covers editing food. I hope that that helped clarify some things. If you have any questions, please comment down below and I will try to answer those to the best of my ability. I'm not an expert on this app, but I do know a bit about it since I've been using it for about a year now. So if you do have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet and you are looking for recipes that can help you on a weight loss journey. Share this video or any of my videos if you think there is someone who could benefit from it. And hit the notification bell for the next time I upload any sort of video like this one, which is coming up on a day I don't typically post videos, but I didn't want to replace a recipe with this tutorial. I wanted to do this as a separate thing. And again, like I said, comment below if there are questions that you still have regarding editing your food. I will be doing one very soon for the recipe builder. And if you need any of my recipes, the link to my blog is down in the description box. If you go under my page name under this video and click show more, it'll drop open the description box and you can find links to my blog, my email, my Amazon storefront, my Built Bar rewards, etc. Also down there you will find links to my social media, and here's my Instagram handle flashing across the screen. as well as 2 Facebook groups that I am part of. One is mine, Recipes with Roy. The other one is Finding Our Way, WEIGH. And that one I co-admin with Jennifer Lynn from the Jennifer Lynn channel, as well as Bree Coleman from Balancing Life with Bree. So join us over there. Lots of great tips, tricks, people, support, etc. All right, so that wraps up this tutorial. I hope you benefited from it. I hope you learned a little something, and I hope this will help to make your use of the Healthi app easier and help you on your weight loss journey. So until next time, bye.